What up, YouTube? We're back with another video. Today we're going to be putting an engine in the box truck. As you can tell, I'm very dirty. I've been sanding the blue truck away, and yeah, that's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. So I thought, we picked up an engine the other week. We might as well get a video out this week, and we can do that by swapping the engine in the box truck. So first of all, we're gonna get like 90% of the accessories off this. We're gonna get the intake and exhaust manifold out. We're gonna get this massive AC unit out, and we're gonna start cleaning that. So let us get these accessories off, and I will update you guys after that. Yeah, sorry for the poor lighting. We're in Cameron's garage, my cousin. And the only really lights he has are these rope lights. For the water pump, probably just gonna steal most of the accessories off of that because they're pretty much brand new. And then tomorrow morning, we'll try to find a radiator for that. Whoops. Bruh. Got the bolt stuck in there. We'll clean all this up after we're done. Last bolt on the water pump. Take these all out, and then, oops. Oh, I gotta pull the pulley off. So, on these, the pulley is just bolted on with these 4 10mm bolts. I'm gonna like put a line in here so we know the orientation of the crank pulley, and then we can pull the water pump off. Alright, so before I install this engine, I want to clean it a little bit. So we're gonna leave the exhaust and the intake on. Holy cow. Yeah, so we're gonna leave the exhaust and the intake on, and we're gonna clean this up while we can. I'm gonna take these engine mounts off. Holy crap. I pulled the alternator off, it's right here. So this side is pretty much cleaned up. I'll pull these spark plug wires, but that's about it for this side. And then on the other side, still gotta scrape this. We're gonna pull this off. You one. Alright, as you can see, there's a little scribe there and a little scribe there with a Sharpie. So, time to pull the crank off. The crank pulley off. And just like that, on a B2000, you take the crank pulley off, and you take the water pump off. Oh my god, I'm making a mess. Water pump delete. That's the wire for the starter. And then I'm gonna get this AC off because my truck does not have AC yet. And this is the wrong compressor for a B2000. This engine came out of an actual Ford Courier. Holy cow. Look at this freaking AC unit. It's as big as the engine. Alright, we're gonna get this engine mount off and then we're gonna start degreasing this because it's absolutely nasty. Alright, AC unit's off, you saw that. We got the top bracket off. I got the thermostat housing off. I also pulled the engine mount. We pulled the valve cover off just to look in here. And she is very, very clean. She's not even like golden brown like most engines you would think. Just a little surface rust from sitting a little long. But even like the cam here doesn't have surface rust on it. So I'm pretty happy with this engine. We're gonna finish cleaning it up real fast and then we'll start working on getting the engine out of the box truck. Boom. We just started cleaning this up. Some purple power over there and a little detailing brush on our drill. It looks pretty decent now. I guess Ford painted their Mazda engines black because the 2.0 that's in that is like a blue color. But it looks pretty decent, about as good as it's gonna get. I threw the water pump back on with 2 bolts just so we could clean it and we didn't get any degreaser inside the engine. So real quick, I'm gonna pull the water pump back off and then we're gonna take the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold off and then we're gonna be done for tonight. Tomorrow, we'll get the box truck pulled out and pulled around and into the garage so we can work on it. Tomorrow, we're gonna do the rest. We're gonna pull the engine out, replace all the accessories onto this engine. We're gonna put the other intake manifold and the other exhaust manifold onto this engine because they've both been EGR deleted. So I don't have to do any more welding because yeah, this is basically just a hole in the exhaust system. So real quick, let me get these manifolds off and we'll call it a night. Alright, exhaust manifold is coming off right now. Let's swap sides. I already got the 2 on the bottom, so that makes 6 and it's off. Oh yeah. Now for the intake manifold. I'll pop the water pump off. So all that's left is the intake manifold for tonight. Alright, I guess there's only 4 bolts holding the intake manifold on. I got both of those on the inside out. And real quick, we're just gonna get the 2 on the outside out. That one's out. And then there's one more on this side. That should be it for the intake manifold. Yep. And now we have a tiny, tiny bare engine. So tomorrow we're gonna start putting some new sills on this and finally fix the box truck because it's been down for like 2 months. See you guys tomorrow.
Good morning. It's the next morning. We possibly have found a radiator. It's an hour and a half away. And it's the closest place that might have a radiator for this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the old radiator out of this because it leaks. And we're just gonna bring it with us just to make sure the new one is the same. Alright, first order of business is we've got to get this fan shroud off and pulled back. So let me get these 4 bolts out and we can get this fan shroud out of the way. Alright, I got our fan shroud out of the way and the drain pan under here, and in the very center of these there's a little petcock right here, and we can start draining our coolant. Boom. It's making a funny noise. If you take the cap off, it'll drain significantly faster. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the radiator is absolutely nasty. And there's coolant up here on the radiator, so yeah, she's been leaking for a while now. Alright, we got all the hoses out and all the bolts out. And this little guy is out now. We're gonna run some water through it and get it in the MR2 so we can go get the new radiator. Back from our trip. Obviously, no new radiator. If anyone tells you the Duralast radiator A865 radiator fits in these second gens, they don't. So we're gonna try to get this thing moved really quickly so we can work on it in the garage, out of the wind. There's a very good chance it doesn't start. It's been a while since I've been on this thing, holy cow. I don't think so, buddy. She ain't starting. Let me get the 4Runner. Alright. I have no front tow hooks, so we're about to push this thing. I guess we'll push it this way and then back it up and just try to get it, I guess, 90 degrees.
So you walk on the driveway?
Yeah.
Maybe in this two garage here. Oh, we can get all the way. Turn the wheel, put it in first gear, and just keep bumping it.
Yeah, but I need that started.
It won't go to start it. It won't go to start, just doing 2 or 3 bumps. Just so at least we're not in the mud. So you want to just get it like this? Alright.
Oh my god, this thing is heavy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Straighten the wheel, then bump it again. We'll push it the rest of the way so at least starter can cool off now.
Good enough. This will be our working ground. Don't mind that. So, first order of business is to drain the oil. Alright, we're gonna get this thing up on the jack and onto the ramps.
We want
Push it in further. Keep going, keep going. Right there. Good, that's fine until it slides off. Don't mind the crunching, it's just the cut springs.
Couldn't get a fucking fire truck.
Oh, you know how it is.
You know, while I didn't do the MR2, I don't feel it when I'm jacking it. Pause.
Alright. Good enough for me. Alright, because the current engine is out of a Mazda 626, as you can tell, the oil pan doesn't exactly line up. It fits, but it ain't lining up. We have another wrench here. We'll get some leverage on her. And wait, I'm going the wrong way. Wow, a lot easier when you go the right way. And gross. Oh, look at the mess I am making. Anyways, we'll get this drained out. Alright, what am I doing right now? I'm trying to get all the wires off the engine that are semi-important. So we'll go ahead and get this positive off. This goes directly to the starter. And of course it's on there as tight as it can be. And then it has this little connector here. We'll just unplug that. And if I can get it off the battery terminal. There we go. The positive is completely unhooked now. Next up, we'll get this coil wire off. And then, don't mind the burn marks. I may have lit it on fire once. We'll get a little 8mm to get this coil wire off. And we know that the coil can go on only one way, because this side is the spade connector and this side is an O-ring, or whatever you call it, O connector. So yeah, this side is pretty much completely disconnected besides the alternator now. We'll just put that knot back on there. Alternator is this big plug. And then another 8mm. Alright, alternator is disconnected. And then the only thing holding this side on for electrical is going to be that ground right there. And then we also have this oil pressure line that I'll get off soon. So let me get this off and then we'll start getting the front accessories off. Alright, the ground is off now and the oil pressure switch line is off now. On this side I got the electric choke off, and there's one little wire that goes on the starter. I got that off too. Both of these heater hoses are off. So next we need to get this coolant temperature sensor out that doesn't work, and then we need to get this exhaust flange unbolted, and that would give me just one more minute. Alright, this exhaust flange is a little weird. I'm not exactly sure who made the decision on what bolt went here, but they work. So I got the temperature sensor out. Right now I'm working on getting this exhaust flange unbolted. And then next we have bell housing and starter. And then after that we have engine mounts, and she's ready to come out. So let me get this exhaust flange out real quick, and I'll see you guys after that. Alright, this exhaust flange is unbolted. Up next we have bell housing bolts. So let me see if I can get those out. Alright, we're on the last bell housing bolt. He's currently undoing it with the impact. It's out. And now the starter's out. But the starter's not coming out because the engine mount's in the way. So all the bell housing bolts are out. They're right here. The last thing we have to take out is the engine mounts, and then we'll probably take this fan off because it's in the way. So yeah, let me get this fan off real quick. Boom. Alright, I got the fan out. We're gonna go ahead and take the water pump pulley off. So here's the belt and everything. The very last thing we have to do is the engine mounts, but the way it's mounted in here, we're gonna get a chain on it and kind of lift it up a little bit so we can get the engine mounts out and the whole engine doesn't just slam down. I know we're doing this with the transmission still in the truck. We are not going to pull the transmission because I don't want to pay for transmission fluid. That's the only reason. It's also a bunch of work. So get the hoist over here and we'll start getting the engine mounts out. Our first order of business is to get this hood off. Alright, hood's off. Now it's time to get this engine out. Alright, we got the chain on it with a little bit of tension. We're gonna get these engine mounts out real quick and then we can pull this thing out. Alright, all 6 of the engine mounts are out. Time to take this thing out of here. Pull it forward. It's free. Go up. Pull it forward a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm trying to clear this rack up here. It's touching the rack. There we go. What?
Did you cut the dog shit?
No. I kind of like woke up, got ready, and left.
What?
I kind of woke up, got ready, and left.
Anything connected over there?
Oh, no, just one up. Starts up tall though.
That's fine. It's brand new.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's everything.
Send it up.
Boom, 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 boom. Here we have a very familiar sight to see. No engine in the box truck yet again. So we're gonna get this thing pretty much on a tire, pull everything off of it that we need, and put it on the new engine. I went ahead and pulled the crank pulley just because it's those 4 little bolts. So next I'm gonna pull the water pump and the alternator, and we're gonna get the front accessories on this engine, and then after that we'll start doing the manifolds. Alright, water pumps off this engine. I cleaned up the gasket surface, put it on this engine. We also have the crank pulley on this engine, and I made sure to line up our Sharpie marks. So next we're going to get some of these coolant hoses put on and start getting the manifolds off. Alright, we got the engine on a tire now, and now it's time to start getting this thing disassembled. Whoops. Oh only have 2 bolts holding on my heat shield because third pretty much rusted away. So we can take that off and we can start getting the exhaust manifold off. Alright, the exhaust manifold is off. We're gonna get some new gaskets on this engine and we'll get the exhaust manifold on in just 1 minute. This side, not the other side. Got brand new gaskets. We'll just throw it on. I gotta find some nuts for this. Exhaust manifold is on, looking good, looking good. Next up, we'll work on getting this intake manifold off. I got the 2 nuts off the inside. We're just gonna pull the 2 bolts on the outside of the intake manifold. There's 1. And there's 2. Whoops. There's the intake manifold with a little bit of coolant in it. We'll dry this off and throw it on that engine. Intake gasket's now on. We're gonna take this thermostat housing off and replace all the gaskets in there because it's like a 3-piece thermostat housing. And then we might keep this temperature sensor. I'm sure it doesn't work, but it'll be better than the current one in it that doesn't even try to work at all. Thermostat housing's on. That was not fun. There was a stud here that was basically seized in the engine. So yeah, we're gonna get this in the air real quick, put a clutch on it, put a new pilot bearing in it, and start getting it into the U-Haul. You got this. Clutch is on, flywheel is on. The flywheel off of this engine because that one is extremely rusty. So we're going in now. Hopefully we can make this fit without having to pull the transmission. Time to get the engine in. Okay, we can kind of see there. It smells like pack out here.
Sounds like updog out here.
Alright, ready? Not really.
Going down.
Just make sure I don't crush all the electronics. Hey, what are we crushing? Oh, my throttle cable. Or bracket, whatever it's called.
Going down more.
Get that out of the way. We're not touching it. Going down. Keep going down.
Did you change them for up?
I think they did. It'll be fine.
Going down more.
Going down. Stand up. Keep going down. Keep going down. Okay, now I need to go in. I'm gonna have to go down there.
Going down.
Oh, too much. Actually, push it. Can you push it? Oh, we gotta put the starter.
The what?
You just kind of have to like put the starter in position, or you won't be able to get it in.
Oh.
There we go.
You're kind of based if we did all this, then you're like, oh, well, we gotta pull it back out to get the starter in there.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright. Okay. Definitely in there.
What? They're definitely not in there. This is the scenario. We just have to get these mated together.
What?
We just have to get these mated together.
I got an idea. May not like it.
What?
Lower this down. We'll just each grab it and just kind of shove it on.
What do you mean? Oh, it doesn't really have engine mounts
Yeah, about that.
because of the way it mounts. Jack is not supporting the transmission anymore. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, get a socket for the crank. Try spinning it to line it up. Ooh. I need you also to lower it a little bit more. All right, well.
It's kind of sitting on the crank, by the way. We are gonna get this lined up. We'll be right back. She made it up now. We're just getting the last few housing bolts in, and then we can start getting everything put back in. Gotta get the radiator in, gotta get the exhaust flange bolted up, and gotta get some of these coolant lines put back on. We got the exhaust flange on now. We're gonna start trying to get the engine mounts lined up so we're not dangling this thing anymore. Both sides for the engine mount are in now, so I'm gonna get this hoist out of the way so we can finish this up. I am running out of battery life on the camera. I've got all the wires on this side. I've got the choke. Alright, sorry about that last clip. Like I was saying, we got all the wires on. As you can see, I got the front accessories on. The alternator is tensioned, the belt's on, the fan's on, everything's on. Off camera, I filled the engine with oil. Of course, we're going with Rotella and the Wix oil filter. So I'm gonna throw a valve cover gasket on this, and I think the only thing we have left to do is put the leaking radiator back into this truck, and I think we can start it up. So yeah, let me get the radiator in real fast. The radiator is completely in now, and I've got spark plugs wires on this. As you can see, the fourth one is one of the old black ones from this engine. I just broke one of the blue ones, so we'll eventually get some new spark plug wires. I never bought spark plug wires when I first got this truck, so these spark plug wires have been on 3 engines now, so perfect. I'm gonna fill up this nasty radiator with coolant, and then we're gonna see if she'll start. Yep, that's the thermostat housing. Luckily I had another, because this one is trash now. If you ever work on a B2000, those like to break. That's the second one I've broke. So, spilled coolant everywhere, got a pan under it. Of course, I only brought 2 gallons. She's filled up with coolant, well, mostly coolant. And I'm about to prime the fuel system and see if she'll start up. See if this bad girl will start up. Oh. Alright, I don't know if it's fixed or not because we can't figure out what the problem was. But yeah, we've got some type of issue. Alright, I think we got this figured out now. I think the positive was just very loose. So like I said, we already have the fuel system primed. We're gonna see if she'll start up. Oh yeah, the positive is smoking a little bit, but she is running. I don't have the throttle hooked up. Alright, I had to switch over to the phone because the GoPro keeps dying. But yeah, basically it's running. Not very happy about it. So I need to adjust the idle air here. But I need a flat hook. Oh, too much, too much. too much. Trying to adjust this auto air screw. But he's back up and running. I'm very happy about it. He's still cold.
That's why it's fine.
Spark plug's broken. That's probably why it was popping like that too. So, all in all, she's back up and running. I gotta get spark plug wires because that's not very safe. But yeah. Alright, that's gonna call it for tonight, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys again for 1,000 subs. I know this is kind of off topic with the Chinook build going on, but this is something I really needed to do because it's been down for like 2 months now. So, now that this is done, I can get back to sanding the box or the blue truck for the Chinook build. But that's gonna be it for tonight. Thanks to Cameron for all of his help. See you guys.